One of the things I've found while van lifing and doing some wild camping as well is that my organisation skills are not the best. Organising the route out there and planning things, yeah, fine. But when it comes to things like in the van or when I'm wild camping, it's always like, where have I put this? I can't find that. And I do find that in the van, I get frustrated with not having enough storage and losing things, especially when the bed's down. So occasionally, when I'm out and about and I find something that's supposed to ease these issues, well, I will give them a go. Let's put it that way, especially if it doesn't cost a lot of money. So the problem I have here in the van is storage. And we're going to be looking at a device today to see whether it works. And is this really going to be of any benefit to you when you're out there wild camping or anywhere else? And let's jump in and have a look at a product from Go Outdoors. This is the Gearline Organizational System by Nietz. It's like having your own personal assistants for keeping all your gear together. If you're like me and you're constantly losing things, this could be your ticket to a cluster-free life. If I describe this in its simplest form, it's a rope with carabiners attached. Now that might be a little bit unfair. It's crafted from tough nylon webbing. Feels really, really strong. There's no way that this is going to come apart, as the sewing is really well done. It's got 14 sturdy S-biner double-gated carabiner clips, and these come in a variety of different colours: green, orange and black. The entire system is completely weather resistant, so you can keep this outside. You don't need to worry that this is going to rot or smell, or you're going to get any rust on any of the parts or components on this belt, so that's really not an issue for using outside. The end of the system appears to be a thick wire, almost like a pipe cleaner, that's bendable into any shape to grab hold of branches or poles or anything else that you want to fit it around. It does feel quite well built in this beautiful bright orange. Now, whether this will last over time with constant reshaping, time will tell. I haven't had enough experience with it to really get to that point, but it does feel quite solid from new out of the box. Well, the first issue I found was the length of these orange bands. It really restricts where you can use this. I spent about 20 minutes in the forest looking for trees or branches to attach it to. And these attachments were, let's say, double or even longer the length. It would make it so much easier to find somewhere to actually use this thing. Well, I should have probably considered the length of the rope a little bit more carefully. It did say on the box the actual size, but I do wonder if the picture on the back of the box is a little bit misleading. There's no way this belt will fit around a tree of that size. So whether there are more sizes available out there, whether this was a prototype, I'm a little bit disappointed that this really does restrict where you can use it. I ended up hanging it vertically, which is just so much easier because you can find a branch to hang it, and it really is just as effective and easy to set up. I decided to hang various items on here just to see how strong those orange twist locks were, and I've got to admit I'm quite surprised on just how much this thing can hold, including adding a pair of wet, dirty boots off the ground. See what I did there? But of everything that I actually brought with me on this little trip, I couldn't get this to break, so it really is strong. The purpose of this really is to keep your things from getting wet due to the morning dew. If you've been out camping, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's going to stop those creepy crawlies getting in your stuff and leaving your food laying around on the ground. So I can really see the benefit of a system like this. It also keeps everything together if you lose everything as soon as you put it down like I do. So we've tried this now by hanging it from a tree, but is this going to be any good to us for van life? Can we use this in the van to replace that awful storage system that I've currently got in? Let's head up and let's have a look. So with the rear doors open on Pepper, the first thing I noticed was, where do you actually hang this thing from? There are not many hooks or places that you can actually get a grip on here. You could use the latch for the rear door locking system and somehow try to get it onto one of the doors. But what I did notice was, if you've got some of these magnetic clip-ons that I bought from Amazon, a pack of 10, which I use internally in the van or everywhere, all over the place, you can stick this on the door and move it across. Now the question is going to be, what would you use this for in a van? Let me know what you would use this for should you actually want to buy one. This is the current horrible system that I've got that I bought cheaply off Amazon. Now, yes, it holds a lot of things in there and you can pack all sorts in there: water, food, gadgets, tea bags, even a laptop. But it tends to hang off the back of the shelf, which is fine until you actually put the bed down, and it means you've hardly got any knee room or room to move around and put your legs down. So I find it really frustrating. And see what we think by hanging everything that would possibly be hanging around the van on the back of it. Well, I did think that this was going to rattle around on the back of the seat and really annoy me. But to be honest, once you're driving, I didn't feel anything. Now the back of my driver's seats are covered in a felt, so this has reduced it a little bit. But I've got no qualms at all recommending this device. Packs up really, really small, so you could get this in your campervan drawer or even put this in a pocket of your backpack. Ultimately, anything that will help us with storage and not losing things, especially in my case, is an absolute win-win. Total sum price of £20, I can see where this would be quite useful, especially for wild camping. Whether it's the most suitable thing when it comes to van life, well, I'll leave you to let me know in that comments box below on whether you think this is worth £20, and let me know what you would actually use it for.